Welcome back, Renegades. Today we have the deck profile and some bonus gameplay with Hannyabal and the EB02 meta. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel tremendously. The deck profile and matches will be timestamped in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so here we have EB02 Impel Down. There's multiple ways to build this. We have a few leaders. We have Hannibal, Ivankov, and Magellan are available as leaders for Impel Down Archetype. I went with Hannibal. So Hannibal came out in EB01. It's a 4-life leader, 5,000 power. At the end of your turn, you may return one of your cost 2 or greater Impel Down characters to your hand to set up to one of your Dawn cards from your Dawn deck as active. So it's like a little bit of a ramp. So the main card in this deck that we like to use with our leader is Sadie. Sadie's a 3-drop, 3,000 power, 2k counter. So on play, we get to play up to one Jailer Beast type card from your hand. So we like to play this out so we can cheat out other characters. So similar to Caesar Clown Monet combo, this is kind of the same thing we're doing. Sadie's giving us a body to use our leader on. So we're running 4 copies of Prince Bellet. He's from EB01. It's a 2-drop, 2k counter, 2,000 power. We basically are using him as a 2k counter. He does have an effect where Don 1, when attacking, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, return up to 1 character with a cost 3 or less to its owner's hand. This is more probably for Ivankov, but I use him as a 2k. The Mini Chihuahua, Impel Down / Jailer Beast from EB01. It's a 4/5, no counter, but it has Rush. And on KO, if your leader has Impel Down, you can add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. A lot of our Jailer Beasts have this effect, so it's like a ramp. This is a new one from EB02, which made me want to test out Impel Down. So originally I thought that this would work with Sadie, because for some reason I was thinking Sadie was a 2-drop. But it's a 3/4 body, so not badly statted. It's a 1k counter. It does have the Impel Down stat, and on play you can play a cost 2 or lower Impel Down type character from your hand. This does hit a couple cards in the deck, not many. So we're running 3 copies. We've already talked about Sadie. She's the main card in the deck, maybe allowing us to swarm the board turn after turn, while still keeping our leader effect live and a 2k counter in hand if needed. Domino, OPO2, Impel Down. It's just a blocker. It's a 2/2, 1k counter blocker. It does work with the Magellan here. So 4 of those. Searcher for the deck, Hannibal, OPO2. It's a 1/2, 1k counter. Top 5, you can only grab a purple Impel Down. Other than Hannibal, add it to your hand, rest the bottom of your deck. So it will find pretty much everything in the deck for the most part. There's a few cards it won't, but it will not find Ballot. We have the 5-drop Magellan, the 5/6, no counter. On play, Dawn 1. Your opponent returns one of their Dawn cards on the field to their Dawn deck. In my testing, I don't think this was as relevant as it used to be, because a lot of decks are ramping. So that 1 Dawn is not as impactful as it used to be. Opponent's turn, when this character is KO'd, your opponent returns 2 of their Dawn cards on the field to their Dawn deck. This ability is pretty good. It can put them behind, where they, if they want to, they're going on to turn 10. They're 10 on turn. You can put them back to 8. We have the Mini Koala, Impel Down Jailer Beast. It's a 4/5 blocker, 1k counter. And that's on KO. If your leader has Impel Down, you ramp a Dawn. Here we have Minotaur. We're running 3 copies here. It's the 4/5, 1k counter, Jailer Beast, Impel Down. This one has double attack. And on KO, if your leader's Impel Down, ramp a Dawn. So this one here, I split between the 2 with Zebra and Minotaur. This one has double attack, where Minotaur has Banish. Both effects are really good. Some were more relevant in certain matchups than others. This is a 4/5, 1k counter, and has the exact same effect. If it gets KO'd, you ramp a Dawn. Basically the same card, just Banish and double attack. I kind of split the abilities between the 2. We're running 2 copies here of the Mini Rhinoceros. It's a 3/5, but it's a 3/5 no counter. And it has on KO, if your leader has Impel Down type, you get to draw 2 and trash 1. So filtering is always good, because some cards are better in certain matchups than others. We're just running 2 copies right now. It has no counter, but it's well statted as a 3/5. This is what we're ramping to. It's the 9-10 Luffy, no counter. Has on play, you may return one or more Dawn cards from play to your Dawn deck to draw a card, and then he gains Rush. So, notable against Blackbeard, this will not work because the on play is what gives him Rush. So, just keep that in mind. But it's a big body that we can ramp to. There's a lot of options to ramping in purple. If you want, we could have went with a 10-drop Luffy. We could have went with the 9-drop Kaido. I just went with a Luffy, just as another rush option to try to close out games. We're testing out 2 copies of EB02's Brand New World. There's one for each color in the cycle. Just a 2-drop main. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Reveal 1 card with a cost 4 or more and add it to your hand. Rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. It hits a lot of the things that we're looking for. Our Jailer Beast, for the most part. It hits all of our Jailer Beasts, besides the Rhino. It does hit our 5-drop Magellan. So just testing it out, and it has the trigger you can activate this main card's effect. It is a music type, so it won't be searchable off Hannyabal. That main event for the deck is Hell's Judgment. It's a 2-drop. Impel Down tags. Counter Dawn 1. Give up to 2 of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. This card has saved a lot of games. It's most notable being played now in Sugar, but it was originally an Impel Down staple. Has trigger if your opponent has 6 or more Dawn cards. Your opponent returns one of their Dawn cards to their Dawn deck. The trigger doesn't come up very often. We're running 1 copy of Hydra. It's an Impel Down main Dawn 1. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power. I'm not a big fan of it, but it was like I just wanted an extra card and I didn't want the 3 of the stage. So I just went with a 1 of. It's searchable. It is relevant. The trigger's not bad. But this card can easily replace with pretty much anything. Last card in the deck, we're running 2 copies of the stage Impel Down. Activate main, you may trash 1 card from your hand and rest the stage. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Impel Down type card and add it to your hand, rest the bottom of your deck. Just another like onboard searcher for us, because we do have a couple cards that, like I said, aren't great in certain matchups, and like this one has no counter. Like we get this card in hand, we don't really need it. We can trash it to the stage without having to trash our 2K counters or whatever. But yeah, so like I said, there's multiple ways to build Impel Down. Magellan is your primary purple leader. Ivankov kind of plays a little different than the rest of Impel Down. So this is the blue one. And there's like other Impel Down cards. You can definitely build Impel Down a lot different than the way I did. And it might be a different approach, because there is like different ways like Ivankov and Mr. Threes. You can kind of run the Baroque work stuff, the Luffy, if you want like a double attacker. Just different cards you can run. This is the blue searcher for Impel Down. I opted not to run this because the only blue card in the deck is the Prince Bellet. But I went with Hannibal over Magellan just because I liked his ramp effect. And with all my characters, pretty much when they get KO'd, I ramp. So I might look into revamping it, but as far as the video content, for this is kind of the deck I settled on. There may be some number switching between the videos and this deck profile, but for the most part, this is the deck that I decided to run with. Now, in the next, OP11, we do get some more Impel Down stuff. So it's definitely going to be revisiting in OP11. I just want to do an EB02 one right now because that's kind of where we're at between OP10 and OP11. So I want to get some EB02 stuff out. But yeah, so we got a couple cards here. We got another blocker in the form of Hannibal. We got a Vanilla with Cell Death and another little Sadie. This Sadie will work with the new Magellan too. So here we're going to be facing off against Blackbeard. The opponent chooses to go second. So we're just going to get our Dawn pass turn. Opponent's they're going to play down Vasco Shot, passing it over to us. We're going to play down Magellan into a domino blocker, and we're just going to pressure a 5K swing. We're going to counter out here. I'm just going to pass the turn. We're going to return the Magellan back to hand, ramping us a Dawn. We're going to play down their stage here. We're going to use their stage they're going to trash Van Augur, finding them another Van Augur. Okay. So we have the Sadie and the Koala. We have Hell's Judgment, Magellan, the 6-drop, and the 3-drop. Opponent's going to put 3 down on their leader and pressure an 8k swing. We're going to take the first one. Alright, back over to us. We do draw our Searcher. They didn't shut off on play, so we're going to utilize that to find ourselves a Chihuahua. We're going to play down the Sadie into the Chihuahua. Pressure a 5k swing with leader. So this deck is very good at swarming the board. They're going to use their blocker here. And then we're going to attack with the Chihuahua. Go 5k into life. We're going to counter out here. So we're going to use the end of turn. We're going to put Sadie back in hand, ramping us a Dawn. They're going to use their search event, it looks like. Grabbing themselves another Vasco shot. They're going to play out their blocker again. They're getting low on cards in hand, and they haven't shut off our on plays at all this game, so. 3 on their leader, pressuring 8k into life. We're going to take this hit. We had the Hell's Judgment, but they did shut off our on play. So, back over to us. We did draw into our big loopy. We're going to play down our stage here. We're going to put 4 on Hannyabal, pressuring a 6k swing into life. They're going to take that hit. So we're going to put 1 on the Chihuahua. We're going to go another 6k. They're going to counter out of this one, it looks like. We're going to put 1 on our leader. We're going to pressure another 6k swing. We're going to use our blocker this time. So we have 2 down to work with. We're just going to leave that open. So we are going to use our stage here. We're going to trash this Magellan, grabbing another Chihuahua. End of turn. We're just going to pass. So the big Luffy, if the on plays are shut off, we won't be able to get his ability of rush. So they're going to use their stage. They're going to find a Burgess, which is good for them. It's a pretty big body. Alright, they're going to play down the Burgess. So they still have 1 card in hand, and they have 4 Dawn. Which means if they want to shut off our on plays, they're going to not have any Dawn to counter with. So they're going to go 9 into the mini Chihuahua with their leader. Debating here if we want to counter out. We're going to use Hell's Judgment first. Makes it a 6. And we just got to give them another 2k worth of counter. We'll give them the Sadie. So that Burgess is currently an 8k body for them. Alright, so they did shut off our on plays, but now they have no cards in hand. So we're going to put 3 on Hannibal just to make it a 5k body swing, guaranteeing the hit. Alright, so they used an event to destroy our Hannibal from the trigger, which is fine. Now we're just going to go 5k again with leader, guaranteeing a hit. So we're going to go 6k. Yeah, let's go 6k with the Chihuahua. If that's a 2k, they can counter. If not, we get another hit in. So we got another hit. We're going to use our stage here. We're going to trash one of those Loopies. We'll grab another blocker. Then we're going to deploy down another Chihuahua. And we're just going to go 5. They take that last hit, so they're at 0 life now. Actually, we're going to just deploy down the Domino. It's going to do the same effect as far as protecting our life. Here comes down the 10-drop Teach. So they'll be able to nullify our leader and prevent one of our characters from attacking. So they did lock down one of the Chihuahuas from attacking next turn. Burgess coming in, 8k into life. We're going to take that one. Leader coming in, 5 into the Chihuahua. We're going to counter out. They're going to shut off our on plays. So we're going to use our stage here. Going to trash out our Luffy. We got another Chihuahua, so we'll be able to pressure more to the board. Play down that Chihuahua. We're going to go 6. Because they have the blocker and they only have 2 cards, so they're going to have to use their cards or blocker for this attack. And we still have multiple attacks coming through. Looks like they're going to counter out of this one. Okay. So we're going to put 2 more on our other Chihuahua, pressuring a 7k swing. They're going to have to use their blocker here. So we're just going to put 3 on our leader, and we're going to go 8k, cleaning this game up. We got it. Hannibal versus Ace. We're going to go first. We're just going to get our Dawn pass turn. Opponent's going to play down a Masked Deuce, grabbing a Flame Emperor. Alright, back over to us. We're going to pressure 5k first to life. We're going to counter out. We're going to play down Sadie into Mini Chihuahua. And then we'll pressure a 5k swing with a Chihuahua. They take that hit. I'll just pass it over. We're going to put Sadie back in hand, ramping us a Dawn. We're going to pressure 5 into the Chihuahua with their leader, using an event to give it 1,000 power. So we're just going to give them a 2k. Going to play down the Chopper blocker. Alright, over to us. We do draw into our stage here. We got some options. We're going to put 2 on the Chihuahua first, going a 7k swing into life. That way, if they want to use their blocker, they have to steal counter. Going to take that hit. Going to play down our stage here. And we're going to play down Sadie into our blocker, the Koala. And we'll just pressure another 5k. They can use their blocker if they want to. They end up using the blocker, which is fine. Alright, end of turn, we're going to put Sadie back in hand, ramping us a Dawn. We're putting 2 on the Sanji, making it I believe it would be a 7k. Okay, 6k, so that they could use the mole gun to get rid of our blocker, and then pressure 5k into the Chihuahua with leader. Discarding an event to give it a power boost. We're just going to counter. And then a 6k with the Sanji, or the Tony Chopper. They get that one, but we do ramp a Dawn from it. Alright, over to us. We do draw into our Luffy, which is great timing. So we're just going to pressure a 5k swing first. And they're going to counter out. And then we're going to drop down Luffy using its on play. We're going to draw a card. Got another 2k in hand. And we're just going to pressure 10 into that rested Chopper. And we do get that. We're just going to pass the turn here. They're going to play down the 7-drop ace, giving our Luffy minus 3,000. And they get to put 1 on their ace, and they're going to go 8 into 7. We're going to use that 2k, because now they can't pressure it. They're going to go 5 into life here. We're going to take this hit. Over to us. We're going to play down Hannyabal, trying to find something. I'm going to grab the blocker here. We're going to put 1 on the Luffy. We're going to pressure 11 into the 7, and we do get that ace out of the way. 2 on leader, we're going to pressure another 7k swing, which we do get. We're going to play down our blocker, the Koala. We're going to use our event here, trashing that event, and we're just going to grab another domino. End of turn action, we're not going to utilize. They're going to play down another ace this turn time, giving Koala minus 3 and the ace, or our Luffy minus 3. They're going to put 1 on ace and pressure 8 into 7 here. We're going to use Hell's Judgment now, giving the leader and the ace minus 3,000 each. So now their leader's only a 4k if they put the 2 Dawn on it. But they could use the events to boost it up as well. Alright, they just passed it over. Alright, we draw Sadie, which isn't great, but it is a counter. So we're going to use what we have on the field right now. We're going to put 5 on our Hannyabal, making a 7k swing. And there, looks like they're going to counter out here. We're going to put 1 on our leader, making a 6k swing. They're going to counter out. Now we're going to use the Luffy to pressure the ace. We do get that. We're going to play down a blocker. We're going to play down both of our blockers. And then end of turn, just passing it. They're going to pressure 5 into our rested Hannyabal. They can have that. So they're going to pressure a 12, the Mass Deuce, and we're just going to use our blocker. Over to us, we're going to use this event here. We're going to find a mini Koala, which is good. We're going to put 2 on our Koala. So we found mini Chihuahua, sorry. 7 into 5. Looks like they're going to counter out. So we're going to go 7 again with our leader, guaranteeing the hit. So they use the trigger here, getting rid of our domino. So we're going to play down Sadie into the Chihuahua, pressuring another 6k swing. And then we're going to clean it up with the Luffy. Got it. Hannibal versus red-green Luffy. We're going to go first here. Just going to get our Dawn and pass turn. Our opponent gets their 2 Dawn, passing it back over to us. We're going to deploy down little Sadie into our Mino Chihuahua, give it an attack 5 into life. They're going to use Red Hawk to get rid of the little Sadie, and then we're going to go 5 again with our leader. Passing over to the opponent, they're going to go 9k into that mini Chihuahua. We'll let them have it, ramping us a Dawn. Back over to us. We're going to play down Magellan here, using its on play to put them behind a Dawn as well. Go 6k with our leader. They take that hit. We're not going to use the card action. Alright, back over to them. We're going to play down Sleeping Luffy, going 6 into life, giving their leader arrested Dawn. We're going to counter out. 6k with their leader. We're going to take that. Back over to us. We draw another Sadie. Put down Sadie into the Mino Zebra. And then we're going to put 2 on our Magellan. And go 8 into that rested Luffy. They'll give us that. We're just going to 5k into life. They're going to counter out, and then we'll play down our domino blocker. At the end of the turn, we're going to put back Sadie back in hand, ramping us a Dawn. Opponent's going to play down their Luffy blocker and into a Zoro. They're going to pressure a 5k swing into life here. We're going to take this hit. Back over to us. We're going to drop down our 9-drop Luffy, using its on play to draw us a card. We're going to go 6 with our Magellan character first. 6 into life. They're going to use their blocker here. We're going to put 1 on our Zebra, going 6 into life with Banish. So we got the Banish of life. 5k with our leader. They take this one. They used Mulgun, giving the Luffy -5 and then getting rid of Domino. So we'll still pressure a 5k swing. And they counter out of that. We're going to use card action here. We're going to put the Zebra back into our hand and passing it to the opponent, just so we have another counter in hand. So 5 into life with our Zoro. We're going to counter out. 5 with leader. Going to counter. 7k swing with their blocker. We're going to counter just because that Luffy can ready stuff. So they're going to play down their Law here. And then they use their leader effect to ready the Zoro. So that Law wasn't able to ready it because it wasn't a supernova. We took that hit and got a domino, and we got the Hannyabal versus Bonney. Opponent's choosing to go second. We're going to keep this hand. We do got our stage here. Alright. So we're going to play down the stage. And fast turn. Opponent's going to get their 2 Dawn, passing it back over to us. 3 Dawn now. We're just going to pressure a 5k swing first before playing out anything. They take that hit. We're going to play down Sadie and into Minotaur. Use the card action to put Sadie back in hand, ramping a Dawn. Back over to the opponent. Going to play down some blockers here. They didn't swing, so back over to us. We're going to play down Magellan using card action. We're going to put them down a Dawn as well. We played Magellan out first because they didn't have any open Dawn. We're just going to go 5 with our Minotaur. They took that hit, double attack, which is good. We're going to put 1 on our leader. We're going to go 6. Surprised they didn't use their blockers. They're going to use a blocker here. Back over to the opponent here. We're going to put Magellan back in hand. That was a slight misplay because I thought that if it left the field, they would have to Dawn as well. But it only applied on the opponent's turn. So they pressure 5. We take it. They did play down a carrot, freezing down Minotaur. Alright, back over to us. Draw into our Searcher. We're going to play that down. We're going to grab Mini Chihuahua, so we have a little bit of rush option. They still don't have any open Dawns, so we're going to play down Sadie, and we're going to play down our blocker. We're going to pressure 5 with our leader. I take that hit. Now we're going to play down the Mini Chihuahua. Go 5k again. They take that hit. Not sure why they're not using their blocker, but end of the turn we're going to put Sadie back in hand, ramping another Dawn. They must have like a lot of cards with no counter in hand. Alright, we got it. Hannyabal versus Red-Green Oden. Opponent's choosing to go first. They play down a Momonosuke, passing it over to us. We're going to play down our blocker, passing the turn. They're going to use their Searcher here to get a Yamato. Putting 1 on their leader, pressuring a 6k swing. We'll take the first one. Alright, over to us. Got a couple Hell's Judgment, which is good. We're going to use our blocker to pressure that Momonosuke. Okay, they used Paradise Waterfall, readying it, countering out. We're going to play down Sadie into a Minotaur. 1 on leader. We're going to go 6k into life. They do take this. End of the turn, we're going to use the effect to put Sadie back in hand, ramping us a Dawn. They're going to pressure a 5k swing with their leader into our blocker. They can have it. They're going to play down a Denjiro, passing it over to us. We're going to go Sadie again into another Minotaur. We're going to put 2 on the Minotaur, pressuring a 7k swing with double attack. They do end up taking that hit. Then we're just going to go 5 with our leader, countering out. End of turn, we're going to use the effect. We're going to put Sadie back in hand, ramping us a Dawn. We did leave 2 open Dawn for Hell's Judgment in case we needed it. We're going to play down a Yamato, which is a new card for EB02. 1 on Denjiro, readying 2 Dawn, pressuring 8 into the Minotaur. We're going to use Hell's Judgment here. We're going to give Denjiro and the leader -3k each. We still got to give them another counter. They're going to use their Searcher here to get another Denjiro. 1 on their leader. Gonna make a 4K swing. We're just gonna let them have that. And then 7 with their Yamato. We're gonna counter out. Alright, back over to us. We do draw into a 2K. Don't really have much else going on, so we're gonna go 8K with a Minotaur into life. They're gonna counter out of that one. We're gonna go 8K again with our other Minotaur. Take that one. We're gonna put 1 on the leader, going 6. Actually, we're gonna go into their searcher. We realize their leader's at 6, and a turn effect. Not gonna do anything with it. Let's pass it back. We have a couple counter in hand. Hody Jones coming down, resting our 2 Dawn. So there goes the Hell Judgment plan. Gonna put some Dawn on some characters. We're gonna go 8 with Denjiro, readying some Dawn. We take that hit. They're gonna go 8K with their Yamato into life. We're gonna take that one. 8K with Hody. We're thinking here, if the leader puts the last 2, it'd be a 9K swing, which we technically could counter out of. So we're gonna take that last hit. And they're gonna put the more on their leader, going a 9K. Here we're gonna use what we have to counter out, which we had just enough counter power. And we got it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.